Greetings, you Godos irregulars. I hope you're doing well. My name is Graham, and welcome to the Crack a Pack here on LRRMTG, where today, you may have inferred, we are opening a pack of Saviors of Kamigawa. Savior the Kamigawa. It's an expert level set from 2005, and it was given to us by Tim R. at PAX West 2019. So thank you for that. Now, I remember that the shuriken is betraying. That's Betrayers of Kamigawa. So what expansion symbol is Saviors? It's either the Torii Gate or the Lantern. And I think it's the Lantern, but we'll find out together. I mean, no, I will find out at the same time as you see me find out. You already know. First up, oh good, my least favorite mechanic. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but it's a mechanic I like to make fun of a lot. It's Barrel Down Sokenzan. For 2 and a red, it's an instant with Arcane, and Sweep! Sorry, I've been watching a lot of curling recently. Sweep. Return any number of mountains you control to their owner's hand. Barrel Down Sokenzan deals damage to target creature equal to twice the number of mountains returned this way. So you've got to set yourself back 2 lands to deal 4 damage to a creature. You can't even dome your opponent out just by returning all your lands or something silly. I think Sweep is a very bad mechanic. Thanks for joining me today. Descendant of Soramaru, 3 and a blue for a 2/3 human wizard. For 1 and a blue, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of cards in your hand. Then put them back in any order. I don't like I mean, if you have shuffle effects, that's fine, I guess, but I don't love reordering the top of your library as a premium effect, because otherwise this is just a 2/3 for 4. So, Saviors, you got to pick up the pace a little bit. I'm starting to lose faith. Shinin of Life's Roar, 1 and a green for a 1/2 spirit. All creatures able to block Shinin of Life's Roar do so. Okay, I do like a good lure creature. That's good. Channel, 2 green, discard Shinin of Life's Roar. All creatures able to block target creature this turn do so. Now this I like. This is it's the Elvish Piper, I want to say. No, not Elvish Piper. Anyway, some sort of creature that distracts the creatures, that harasses them in some way. This kind of lure effect where everything has to block one creature, this is great. And then being able to do it, like you can play this early and then just have it, or you can be like, all right, I have enough creatures here that I can just channel this card. You'll have to block this 1/1 and then attack with everything. That's good stuff. Ooh, okay. Death Denied. X. Black for an instant with Arcane. Return X target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Takanuma was filled with a chorus of moans, shrieks, and wails. Some came from the living, some from the dying, and some, most horribly, from the dead. Yeah, I feel like, your moaning is over at that point. But yeah, cool. Moonwing Moth. 1 white for a 2/1 insect. This moth is huge! The scale birds on this. Are they even birds? What are those things? They look like weird pterodactyls. What are those? Oh, everything about this is sort of unsettling. Anyway, it's a 2/1 moth with flying, and for 1 white mana, it gets +0/+1 until end of turn. That moth has butt breathing. Yeah, you know what? A 2/1 flyer for 3 with an ability, also not bad. Okay, we're turning around. Gnat Miser. Gnat Miser. Single black mana for a 1/1 rat shaman. Each opponent's maximum hand size is reduced by 1. Sure. Okay. I don't think it's worth a card necessarily, but it's a neat effect. Kitsune Bone Setter. 2 and a white for a 0/1 fox cleric. Tap. Prevent the next 3 damage that would be dealt to target creature this turn. Play this ability only if you have more cards in hand than each opponent. I'm gonna have to read that again. Prevent the next 3 damage that be dealt to target creature this turn. Okay, so you're preventing a creature. Play it only if you have more cards in hand than each opponent. Okay, so I guess I'm inferring between Kitsune Bone Setter and Gnat Miser that this format, or this set at least, cared about you having more cards in your hand than your opponent had cards in their hand. So for that reason, I guess Sweep could be interesting. Still think it's bad, but I guess if you need to have a bunch of cards in your hand suddenly, you could sweep up your mountains. I think this is one of those things where it's like, I get what you're doing, not a good idea. 3 mana 0/1. Yikes. Speaking of, what the hell? That's too many eyes. This is Glitterfang, which is a much nicer name than this art suggests. Oh, it is Ron Spencer, of course it is. Single red mana for a 1/1 spirit with haste. At the end of turn, return Glitterfang to its owner's hand. Wow. There's a card from Kamigawa and Neon Genesis that's just beats the pants off this one. The Reinforced Ronin. It's the same cost, except it's a 2/2. It also has haste, does the same thing. Also, it's an artifact creature, and it has channel, so you can discard it. Man, Glitterfang just getting dumpstered upon. Cut the Earthly Bond. Single blue mana for an instant with Arcane. Return target enchanted permanent to its owner's hand. Sort of a precursor of caring about modified creatures, perhaps. That's kind of cool. You want to do that anyway, just because it makes their enchantment go away, but in this case, you can only do it if they're enchanted. That seems actually quite narrow. I like the idea, but I don't think maybe the card is spectacular. Promised Kanushi. Oh, here's the Soul Shift payoff. Single green mana for a 1/1 human druid, but it has Soul Shift 7. 7! So when this is put into a graveyard from play, you may return target spirit card with converted mana cost 7 or less from your graveyard to your hand. All right, because this was the last set of the 3, so this was sort of building on some of the previous sets' mechanics. Like, we've seen several arcane spells so far, nothing with Splice, because I don't actually know if anything in this set had Splice onto arcane, but they had the arcane spells, so then you could pick up the Splice cards when you drafted in Betrayers, or actually, I don't actually know what order. They switched it at some point, so I don't know if you drafted Champions, Betrayers, Saviors, or Saviors, Betrayers, Champions, or how you drafted that. I'm not entirely sure, but that's what I'm inferring. I'm making a lot of assumptions here. But anyway, Soul Shift 7 on a 1/1 is cool. I don't know if it's good. Yuki Onna is next. 3 and a red for a 3/1 spirit. When Yuki Onna comes into play, destroy target artifact. Whenever you play a spirit or arcane spell, you may return Yuki Onna to its owner's hand. Oh. I mean, that's an expensive shatter, but it's repeatable with a 3/1 body. Yeah, all right. Seems like you could do some cool synergies there. Footsteps of the Goryo. 2 and a black for a sorcery arcane. Return target creature card from your graveyard to play. Sacrifice that creature at end of turn. Am I missing a sentence here? Return target creature card from your graveyard to play. Sacrifice that creature at the end of turn. Where's the part that says it gains haste? Is it upside down? They had flip cards in this set. Nope. Where is it? I'm not. Why am I not? I can't. Did they forget that part? I guess you get back your promised Kanushi and then chain that into a spirit. That's an awkward and slow way of doing it. You could get your Yuki Onna if you really need to destroy a Umezawa's Jite, I suppose. I'm just going to assume that that is better than I think it is because I don't understand the format. Great. Oboro Envoy. 3 and a blue for a 1/3 Moonfolk Wizard with flying. For 2 and return a land you control to its owner's hand. Target creature gets -X/-0, where X is the number of cards in your hand. Aha. Aha. Okay, that would really mess with some combat. Still seems very expensive. We have a foil. We have a Path of Anger's Flame. 2 and a red for an instant arcane. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. Nice little trumpet blast, but it's not just attacking creatures, so you can do that on blocks as well. Sure, those cards are always fine. And our rare is Reki, the History of Kamigawa. 2 and a green for a 1/2 legendary creature human shaman. Whenever you play a legendary spell, draw a card. Cool. Well, there were a lot of legends in this set, which is why Reki sort of does that. I assume that Reki is the most valuable of this set because, you know, interaction with legendary stuff. I think I used Reki and I made like a legendary creature tribal deck when we did a Friday Night Paper Fight where we had classes, and so I did Bard class, so it cared about legendaries. Or I wanted to have Reki, but I couldn't get one. I can't remember. Anyway, what in the heck am I supposed to be taking out of this pack? Is it the Oboro Envoy? Maybe it is. Glitterfang, Bonesetter, Gnatmiser. It might be Moonwing Moth. Death Denied. I have absolutely no idea what to take out of this pack, so I'm just going to say I take Reki because, you know, when in doubt, take the rare, I suppose. Reki is also the most expensive card at over $8, and Footsteps of the Goryo is over $4, so I'm clearly underestimating something here. I guess there's just a lot of formats where you want... I mean, if your creature has ETB effects, then yeah, sure. In this pack, it doesn't seem great. In other formats, I can see that being reasonable, I suppose. So, all right. Anyway, this is one of the most expensive packs we've opened in quite a while, thanks mostly to those 2 cards. So, pretty cool. Thank you again to Tim R. at PAX West 2019. Very much appreciate it. If you would like to send us a pack to open, you're under no obligation, obviously, but you can do so to the address on your screen. If you'd like to support us, not only this show, but everything Loading Ready Run does, not even on this magic channel, just everything, it's patreon.com/loadingreadyrun, and we tremendously appreciate it. I've been Graham, that's been James, Matt edits these, Heather gets them online. Thank you all for watching, and we'll talk to you on the next one.